Louisiana. This is our yearly summit. We move it around Louisiana. We're lucky to be here in Lake Charles at this great facility to celebrate our 6th record-breaking year, to meet together and see how we can better move people around Louisiana. Louisiana is the staycation right here in Louisiana, and our visitors that come here to see more of Louisiana. But it's so important at a time when everybody's looking for money. $1.8 billion was left here by tourists last year. That's a little over $1,000 per family that we didn't have to put up to run our great state. So tourists, it's big business. They leave a lot of tourism dollars here, and it's a good, clean business that we continue to grow. I feel great. You know, I feel like we fed our soul. Our new logo, our new brand, Louisiana Feed Your Soul. You can feed it with music, with food, with culture, with history, with fishing. I tell people you can fish anywhere, but you catch fish right here in Louisiana.
We're just thrilled that you have taken the time these last 3 days or so to join us here in Lake Charles. Would you also help me thank all the servers in this room who have, I just want to, how important these people are to our industry, and we want to thank each of you who are in here today serving us, because you are all a part of who we are, and we just want to thank you. I also want to tell you that the banquet staff, is Jarrell around here? Jarrell and his team, Corey and everybody, they flipped this room in 50 minutes for us. 50 minutes. That's, those of you who have ever been in this business, that is incredible. So we want to thank them as well. It's just beautiful. And as I said, it is hard for us to see it come to a close, but we are so grateful from the Louisiana Travel Association that you have taken the time to visit with us this week. We hope that you have networked a little bit. Have you? Have you talked to some friends and peers? We hope that you have some takeaways from some of the breakout sessions and the general sessions that we've had. And we are hoping that you will go back and be able to implement some of these things with enthusiasm back in your hometowns and areas. I am privileged to tell you that we have still several elected leaders here in the audience today, and we are thrilled that they have taken the time to join us as well. If you are a mayor or a parish president or a city council person, have been one of these, or a police juror, would you please stand and allow us to recognize you? Thank you so much. And do we have any state legislators in the audience, or former legislators? I know we do, yeah. Gene? Thank you, Gene Reynolds. Thank you so much for being with us today. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank our Lieutenant Governor one last time for everything. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I even looked at him and I said, do I have anything like green stuff in my teeth? So he even is good when you need to get checked out. I told him that's not something you normally would ask the Lieutenant Governor to do. So, but he is such a friend to all of us, and we thank you so much, Governor, for being that friend, but also being our greatest champion. Thank you all, as I said, for being here and showing your support for one of Louisiana's largest industries as elected leaders. We're proud that travel continues to be a positive economic driver for Louisiana, having a significant return on investment and employing over 230,000 people in our industry. The Louisiana Travel Association, as y'all well know, we pointed out yesterday that it's not just the promotion, or Louisiana Travel Association is not just promotion or education, as you're seeing here, but we have a strong advocacy effort, and we have stepped that effort up over the last few years. We see a lot of these elected leaders in their local communities, and we also see them in the halls of the Capitol, at the state level, and also at a federal level. And we are advocating on behalf of all things tourism continuously. One of the ways our members support these advocacy efforts is by attending our optional event. And I wanted to thank Carrie Anderson and the staff at LaBerge for an incredible event last night. Yeah, it was wonderful, Carrie. And their support allowed us to raise with our live auction and other fees from you guys who paid to be there last night, between $10,000 and $12,000 for advocacy efforts. And we also want to thank our you members and media partners for supporting the silent auction as well, because a lot of those funds there also go toward our advocacy efforts. And at last count, we were up there almost $15,000. So I'm really excited. Thank you all for that. That will help a lot in this election year coming up. So enjoy your meal, and this is my last goodbye to you. Thank you so much, and we look forward to the Lieutenant Governor's message.
Thank you all. We are so pleased to be your presenting sponsor of the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor Summit on Tourism once again. Our commitment to Louisiana is stronger than ever as we share the rich history and culture of Louisiana to millions of readers every month. That commitment is rooted in a deeply connected relationship with an audience that for more than 30 years has relied on our brands to feed their Southern passion and love of home, food, and travel. Our brands include Taste of the South, The Cottage Journal, Louisiana Cookin', Victoria, Cooking with Paula Deen, Tea Time, Classic Sewing, Bake from Scratch, Southern Cast Iron, Southern Home, and celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, Southern Lady. Yeah, see why I need a little script there. We believe in quality first over quantity and are dedicated to producing magazines that inspire. That investment has led to 3 consecutive years of circulation growth. And according to Magnet's latest release, Hoffman Media was the only top 15 publisher to see year-over-year increase in either retail units sold or newsstand revenue. That's big, y'all. Thanks. Our investment in quality circulation ensures your advertising investment is reaching those who are actively engaged in every issue, and they are willing to pay a premium to get what they want. Beyond the pages of our magazines and our digital channels for each, we've been able to do some pretty unforgettable things for the Louisiana Office of Tourism, Louisiana Seafood Promotion and Marketing Board, and the Louisiana Culinary Trails Program whenever we're called to deliver. At January's annual meeting, we talked a little on the success of the Sights, Sounds, and Tastes of Louisiana event in New York, but here's a little video recap of that night for you guys.
We're here in New York to promote the food, the music, the sounds of Louisiana. Great crowd here tonight, and as you can smell from the great food here, we're going to have a great time.
Louisiana Culinary Trails is in New York this week in order to showcase our chefs. Our chefs are some of our best ambassadors because they understand the culture of our state, and they speak through their food.
Trails is a digital map around the state of Louisiana to eat as much food as you possibly can.
When you taste Louisiana, you taste its people.
Louisiana has so much to offer, not as far as food, not as far as drink, and not as far as culture, but all of it.
Let's give it up for all those partners. That was a huge effort, guys, to take our show on the road, so to speak, to New York. So thank you again to the Lieutenant Governor, LOT, LTA, and all the participating CVBs and chefs for partnering with us. Now, at that event, the Lieutenant Governor made a request to have Paula Deen in Louisiana in shrimp boots, and just this month, we made good on that promise. Paula had a wonderful time experiencing Louisiana, and in particular, the Great American Seafood Cook-Off. And look at those Cajun Reeboks. We will be delivering some fun editorial in 2019 from that visit, so be on the lookout for that. In addition to the existing Louisiana Cook-In and Taste of the South offerings in the LTA marketing plan, because of this visit, we have updated the Hoffman Media Power Buy to include Cooking with Paula Deen, Southern Lady, and Victoria this year at the same rate as last year for you guys. That increases, thank you, the value to our partners tremendously. So please support these 3 programs in your upcoming planning. That's all I have. Thank you again for having me. Rest assured we will always deliver for Louisiana and look forward to your next challenge. I invite you to share our readers' love of the South and adventure for travel, and can't wait to tell your story. Thank y'all so much. And go Saints!
So Travis asked me to speak about my experience with LTLA. So for those of you who may not know, LTLA is the leadership program put on by Louisiana Travel Association. I had a chance to be a part of the program in 2016. And for me, I think some of my classmates are here. Okay, see, you heard them somewhere? I had a chance to be a part of the program in 2016, and for me it was a great opportunity to learn about what other destinations are doing and how they're marketing, promoting their areas of Louisiana. In 2017, I provided one of my staff members, Kelly Walters, my marketing and communications manager, the same opportunity to be a part of the program. When Kelly came to work for me, she had been with me for about 8 months. So it was a great opportunity for her, who was new to our industry, to be able to really learn about tourism and all the different aspects of what we do. So it was a great program. The involvement in LTLA is a year-long commitment with classes meeting every other month. The focus of those 6 classes are leadership, advocacy, product development, networking and marketing, and management. The final LTA session is a culmination of a year's work with a real-world group project presentation to the LTA Board of Directors. In addition, throughout the year, each class member has a one-on-one access to a life leadership coach for personal and professional development. I think that's a huge opportunity to be able to help grow us as individuals and people and as professionals. And so I think that's a great opportunity. It's a real value to the program that it provides. And so I think for all of us who've been a part of that, we can really say that's been a great opportunity. Would you agree? Those who... So as you exit today, please pick up a flyer about the next round of LTLA, which should be coming around next couple of months. And I would encourage you to encourage those on your staff or yourself to invest in our industry through this program. Thank you.
So we have partnership in our name, and the essence of that partnership was really on display last night with the auction, the live auction. Me and my friend Eric Hoffman, the other co-sponsor, we partnered on the dinner with the Lieutenant Governor. So we're happy we won that. So partnerships do work. I'd like to thank the Lieutenant Governor, Doug, and LTA for allowing the Miles team to be at the table in so many initiatives to move tourism forward in Louisiana. Through the Lieutenant Governor's leadership at the state level, Louisiana Tourism and Miles are able to bring innovative partnership opportunities like the Google Destination Content Program to local DMO partners like yourselves. This program is designed to enhance the DMO's presence within Google's ecosystem. It allows you to control how others view you within the Google network. So we will have additional information coming out on that opportunity within the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout. In addition to our annual summit sponsorship, we're honored to partner with the Southeast Tourism Society as a presenting sponsor of their marketing college. STS began Marketing College in 1992 as a program for tourism professionals in the Southeast to learn marketing techniques from all facets of the industry. These graduates completed all 3 years and received a Travel Marketing Professional Certification, TMP. For the past 10 years, Miles Partnership has offered scholarships to Marketing College, and in 2018, Miles provided a scholarship to one individual in each state, in each of the STS member states, including Louisiana. We're excited to once again offer this opportunity to one industry professional in each of the member states for the 2019 Marketing College session. Details on that program will be available this winter, so please be on the lookout for that. And also, we work with LTA to get that messaging out as well. Although she's not here today, I'd like to recognize the 2018 scholarship recipient from Louisiana, Adrienne LaFrance, director of the Chenault Aviation and Military Museum in Monroe. Adrienne works hard to advance the museum as a premier tourist destination and fulfill its mission to preserve, promote, and honor aviation and military history. Congratulations, Adrienne. There's a team of people who go to work every day for Louisiana, and we're happy and thankful to do so. We have a few that are here, just a small sample of the many that it takes to keep Louisiana Travel, the official Louisiana Inspiration Guide, and everything that we do for the state moving along. Today we have Shelley Benson, Maggie Heller, and Fran McManus, and many others beyond that, but I would like to thank them for their efforts. At Miles, we are travel, and we created a video that highlights the impact of tourism on a destination, the economy, and everyone who works in it. Hope you enjoy it, and thanks again for allowing us to work with you. Thank you.
I am Nick Kleiner. I'm Barbara Blue. I'm Brad Burger.
My name is Rashad Collins.
My name is Donna Santa Maria.
I am Captain Jackie.
My name is Logan. My name is Steven Sheardown.
My name is Lindsay Holmes.
I am Warren Martinez.
My name is Eric Martin.
So what does tourism mean to Memphis?
I mean, tourism at the end of the day is something that keeps the city going. But our tourism is life-changing. It's about having a learning experience. And that's actually what keeps me wanting to do my job.
Travel is a form of education. It humanizes certain aspects of history by exposing people to things that they have never thought about before.
It's not just me singers singing a song or I'm great, look how great I am. That's not what this is about. Although I am great, I'm just saying. To me, traveling is what makes people understand each other. It can really make your heart happy to go and do that.
Would you say that tourism makes Denver better?
Yes, without a doubt. Tourism puts us on stage. I am proud of what we've done at Little Man Ice Cream, and I'm proud of our state. I'm proud of the Rocky Mountains, the Big Blue Bear, all the different things that we've been able to do as a community.
So many people go to their 9-to-5 job every day, and it's sort of mundane, and it doesn't seem like you have that, do you?
No, not even a little bit. That's amazing. It's like putting on a pair of glasses every day to see your friends, so it's really incredible.
The name of our band is Free Spirit Brass Band, and we play for tips. And we do pretty good on it. Without tourism, a lot of money wouldn't be made. So hopefully New Orleans keeps doing what it's got to get the tourism.
What would you do if tourism just went away?
As much as I love my city, I would probably end up having to move. There wouldn't be enough economy left to support paying rent and paying bills at the same time.
Why do you do this every day?
Well, man, life is short. I mean, this is my office. Yeah, we're out here every day. You know, I get to meet new people. I've had a couple couples now that are taking their kids fishing from when they were about 4 and now they're about 12. So it's cool to watch them grow up and fall in love with the sport, you know, as much as I love it.
Tell me a little bit about how travel, impacts your business.
Most of the snowbirds and people from up north come. We expect us to pretty much double our business. That's going to create more jobs in this place. It's going to help support our economy, and I don't know what we do without them.
I think visitors really influence a lot of my style of cooking, and as a chef, it makes you want to do more, be more creative. I want them to come back.
When you're running this boat, that's all you have on your mind. Forget the locals and news and everything. It gives me a big thrill to see people happy, and that's my job. I think just to see people happy.
It's very rewarding to get a firm handshake from a veteran who had served in World War II, to meet someone who marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's rewarding on both sides, and it's like a hobby you get taken for.
I think the most important thing about travel is that we get to experience different cultures and different people. And every time I go somewhere new, I always get nervous that I'm not going to meet anybody, or I'm not going to have a great time, or something bad's going to happen. And then I realize that people are good all over the world, and they want to help out people who look confused or lost. Travel is a great way of making the world a little bit smaller and a little bit friendlier.
I am travel.
I am travel.
I am travel.
I am travel. I am travel.
I am travel.
I am travel.
I am travel.
I'm traveling.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the warm welcome. On behalf of Basin Street Station, City Sightseeing New Orleans, and Hospitality Enterprises, I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to address our tourism community at the close of another perfect summit here in Lake Charles. You may be wondering about this new masthead on the screens around us. Not our typical Basin Street Station and City Sightseeing logos that you've come to recognize. Well, I'd like to tell you about what has been going on with our organization over the past year. If there's one thing you've learned about our family in the last 45 years, it's that we deliver. The Valentino Motel grew into 6 beautiful boutique hotels, which led us to developing the Basin Street Station Visitor Center, hop-on, hop-off sightseeing, and a variety of walking tours. Now our family expands even further as our partnership and collaboration with Hospitality Enterprises grows. Warren Ruther and the Ruther family has also delivered in the past years. What began as a campground and RV park with tourism services grew into riverboat cruises, swamp excursions, hotel and concierge services, transportation options, convention services, all the way from Natchitoches to Natchez to New Orleans. Marrying these brands together, we present New Orleans Delivered. We are proud of our collection of assets, all locally owned, locally operated, employing over 700 members of our state's hospitality community. From the airport to the French Quarter, on the river and in the bayou, we know how to deliver New Orleans. Home base for New Orleans Delivered is our Visitor Information Center, Basin Street Station, the epicenter of visitor activities. Strategically located at I-10, exit 235A, east and west, on the edge of the French Quarter and at St. Louis Cemetery Number 1, Basin Street Station offers elegant and warm welcomes to visitors every day. Free parking, restrooms, refreshments, exhibits, and the savviest of travel counselors. We receive visitors professionally and cordially all day long. New Orleans delivered. Of course, every visit should start on the top deck with our Hop On Hop Off City Tour, with a route of 18 stops at the city's most historic and most popular attractions. There's no better way for a visitor to learn about New Orleans and to become oriented with the geography. We connect the dots on the double-deckers. New Orleans delivered. The river is our birthplace. No visit is complete without experiencing New Orleans from the muddy Mississippi, and no better than on the paddle wheeler Creole Queen. With 2 historical tours down to Chalmette Battlefield by day and the glorious dinner jazz cruise by night, the Creole Queen delivers. Soon to grace the foot of Canal Street, the perfect combination of jazz and river culture, the riverboat Louis Armstrong will arrive this winter, offering versatile new venues for dining, entertaining, and social events for 50 to 3,000 guests. New Orleans delivered. Who knew that only 15 minutes from downtown New Orleans, the Jean Lafitte National Park waterways lay in stark contrast to our cityscape and offers visitors a glimpse into our Louisiana marsh. Bayou Jean Lafitte swamp tours offer 4 departures daily, venturing into the swamp, teeming with wildlife and horticulture. New Orleans delivered. Voodoo priestess Marie Laveau watches over Basin Street Station by day and by night, protecting us from all those evil spirits. 5 walk-in tours daily from our lobby bring visitors to the ancient tombs and quiet resting places of our city's past generations. New Orleans delivered. Comfortable, affordable hotels are the core of every visitor experience. Our collection of 6 hotels offer traditional French Quarter, federal-style Central Business District, and now mid-century modern uptown accommodations. The Place d'Armes, the Hotel Sainte Marie, the Prince Conti, the French Market Inn, the Lafayette, and the Alder Uptown. New Orleans delivered. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Airport Shuttle offers visitors their first taste of New Orleans, operating 24 hours, 7 days. Shuttle offers the least expensive and highest quality transportation from the airport. And the New Orleans International Airport will be moving into its gleaming new terminal next year. Airport Shuttle will be the service provider of choice. New Orleans delivered. Inner city transportation, the next critical element of any visit, offering over-the-road buses, convention shuttles, and point-to-point transfers. New Orleans Tours can offer any mode of transportation desired. Package services from DMI and restaurant referrals with On the Town round out this service component for groups. New Orleans delivered. So we are extremely thankful for this opportunity to sponsor the Lieutenant Governor's Luncheon, and totally thrilled to have spent this week at Summit with all of you. I'd like to recognize our team, ask them to stand if they will. First, the General Manager of Basin Street Station, Coordinator of all Visitor Services, the one and only Margaret Fitzgerald. Director of Sales of Hospitality Enterprises, the savvy Emily Blackburn. The sales and marketing team for the beautiful Natchitoches St. Denis Hotel, Ashley Sarpy and Zeb Mayhew. Manager of Retail Sales at Basin Street Station, Lizette Turpin. And the president of our family business, my father, Michael Valentino. we are truly honored to be counted among the ranks of Louisiana hospitality professionals, and we're exhilarated by the enthusiasm of one very special leader who has been working tirelessly to drive success into every corner of our great state. So now comes the time to introduce the man who needs no introduction. You know, I only knew the Lieutenant Governor from the CNN coverage during the oil spill, where the New York Times called him the hardest working man in Louisiana. And after 2.5 years of working with him, looking at his schedule, hearing about his agenda, 400 speeches a year, some of which seem to be this week, visited 64 parishes, 14 states, 4 foreign countries, Canada, France, England, and Germany. I'd have to agree with the New York Times. This is the hardest working man in Louisiana.
Thank you so much. I got to tell you, if you haven't been on one of those red buses, I was lucky to host the lieutenant governors in New Orleans recently, and Tim Griffin, the lieutenant governor from Arkansas, took his kids and could not get his son off the top deck after riding around the city. So a great addition. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you all for being here. It's been another great year. And go ahead, give yourself a hand. Now, before I thank some people, I got to tell you why I'm raising this pinstripe. You notice I always wear stripes. Well, about 3 years ago in an event, Tom Benson got up and nobody noticed, so he had to make reference to his black and gold suit with a pinstripe of gold that said New Orleans Saints. So I decided to ask him after the event, where'd you get that suit made? Well, he told me, and Bob Faucher's here today. Bob, where are you? Bob made this suit for me, like he did for Tom Benson with the Saints, except mine says Louisiana, feed your soul. So if you can't read it, I'm real excited to be here. Mayor, thank you. Your city did a great job as always. Jill, your staff, over the top again. Every year I keep saying it can't get any bigger, any better, and you keep doing it. So thank you to you and your staff. The board LTPA, Golden Nugget, is Alan here? Your team, everybody from the bus boy to the person that takes your bags at the front door is incredible staff. They're always welcome you, telling you good morning, and that's what makes Louisiana special. All of our people treat you like family, so to your team. Now, before I thank our partners, y'all all have a nice little book with Louisiana Feed Your Soul, thanks to my staff, and then you've got a card. And this is a lot of our different departments that we are now integrating to share on social media. So take that with you and share all your stories, all your events, so we're all in this together so we can do more to move people around Louisiana. Y'all each have one of these on your table. Now, we could not have the kind of year we had without our partners. Miles Media, Trumpet, Graham Group, BBR, Earhart, Compass Media, Garden and Gun, Hoffman Media, AJR, and Madden Media. Let's give them a round. You know, all week we've been talking about the incredible year, 6 record-breaking year, and we're reaching 100,000 hotel rooms in Louisiana. And it's not just New Orleans. Those hotel rooms are going up all over the state, increasing our ability to host events in those cities and towns. Once again, 47.1 million visitors. That's a little over 500,000 more than the previous year. But the number I love to look at is the $1.8 billion in taxes that Louisianans didn't have to pay. That's a little over $1,000 per family that we save because of the visitors leaving that money here in Louisiana. Incredible numbers, and that number keeps going up. Now, that number would not be possible without the hard work of my staff and my team. And so I'd like to recognize some of that team here today. Nancy, hold your applause to the end, and I'd ask each of y'all to stand. Nancy Watkins, Undersecretary, Doug Bourgeois on Tourism, Rebecca Hamilton over State Libraries, Stephen McClansky over the museums, Kristen Sanders, Culture Development, and our new Head of State Parks, Gene Reynolds, Judge Johnson with Volunteer Louisiana. Please welcome all and thank my team. And I'm not going to name each of my staff, but I'm going to ask all of my team from my office that follows me around and puts up with me on this crazy schedule. Would you all please stand? Thank you very much. You make me look good. Our welcome centers. That is the first smiling face you see when you enter the state. They help inform our visitors where to go, highlighting all the exciting attractions in your town. Our teams at our state parks, they keep them clean, they keep them in good shape, and they welcome our visitors with open arms. All of these people have a passion for what they do. I am so proud of our teams throughout the state that welcome our visitors. So would you please welcome and thank our state park employees and our welcome center. If y'all are here, please stand up. I want to recognize two important ladies of our tourism staff who are retiring. Nancy has been overseeing the welcome centers for 11 years, and Marlene has been with our department for 14 years. She survived multiple lieutenant governors, 5 tourism directors. I guess you couldn't take it anymore. But she will be opening a drapery business, and we wish her well. Would you two ladies come on up? I have a special gift for you. Give them a round. We know the film industry has a great impact on our tourism industry here in Louisiana. We just didn't know what that impact was. And year to year, as the legislators talk about, is it really worth the money, is it not? We wanted to know for sure what that impact was on Louisiana. So we did a study to find out why people come into Louisiana, or when they come, are they coming because of a movie or TV show? And we found out nearly 5 million people that come to Louisiana each year come because of something they saw on TV or in a movie. That has an impact on our industry of $1.3 billion. People want to travel where movies were shot and where people were shot, like Bonnie and Clyde, right here in Louisiana in Bienville Parish. You know, with movies like Girls Trip, 12 Years a Slave, Steel Magnolia, and Duck Dynasty, it's no wonder they're coming to Louisiana. Girls Trip helped make Essence Festival 2018 the largest ever. People are still looking for that zip line on Bourbon Street. Steel Magnolia, people keep coming to Natchitoches to see where that film was filmed. And Duck Dynasty helped put Duck Commander business on the international stage. And if you haven't been to see the new museum, you got to go. It's a great attraction for North Louisiana. These are examples of why the over 2,500 films that have been shot in Louisiana has led us to start a new movie trail, Lights, Camera, Louisiana. Our new trail will showcase the history of filmmaking in Louisiana, from New Orleans, where the first indoor seated theater was opened in 1896. Tarzan of the Apes, the first filmed in 1918, in Morgan City, was used as a jungle. It grossed over $1 million. Now today, that wouldn't have been a lot of money, but that was the first movie to gross over $1 million back then. A recent study showed that 80 million travelers will choose their destination based on a film or a TV show. What a great opportunity for us here in Louisiana to capitalize on those movies that were shot in the past and going forward. China is one of those emerging markets of that kind. That is why this year on Labor Day, we will be taking a trip with most of you to China to promote the film industry and our movie trail here in Louisiana. With places like the Chenault Museum, where Chinese visitors come from all over the world because of the flying tigers. And if you haven't been up there, shame on you, you've got to see that museum as well. It's a great attraction in North Louisiana because of what that general did for the Chinese people. While the new movie trail aims at bringing new movie buffs from around the country, this is a great opportunity for us to highlight those movies that were shot in your town, in your city. We've got a great opportunity to move those visitors throughout Louisiana, so we look forward to working with each and every one of you to create new opportunities where those movies were shot and, of course, where people were shot in Louisiana. Now, as we continue to promote the staycation, one of my favorite things about moving around Louisiana, the work in the state parks is crucial. As we work to increase the visitation in our state parks and through our new foundation and the private-public partnership with that foundation that we were able to form last year in the legislature, Culture, Recreation, and Tourism Foundation, it'll allow us to do private-public partnerships with business people and entrepreneurs in your community to where we can raise money to improve those state parks and do other things with that money for culture, recreation, and tourism. We were just awarded $16.2 million grant for the upgrade to 5 of our facilities, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the Governor, Wildlife and Fisheries, and the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority for making that possible. Let's give them a hand. This money could not have come at a better time. It's going to allow us to redirect some of the other repairs and maintenance money to parks that are desperately needed. We continue to upgrade all our facilities, and I'm really excited about the many opportunities for the private-public partnerships. Now, I'm going to show you a maze up here on the screen. We leased a blank field to the Luckett Farms by the Rosedale Plantation. This is a maze that will open later this year. Incredible opportunity for kids, families to visit this maze and once again get people moving around Louisiana. These are the kind of creative ideas we need in using the assets we have under the state park system to allow private businesses to come in and do a partnership to bring people into that community. I know there's a lot of ideas, thoughts in this audience, so please share them with us so we can continue to grow great opportunities like this. We just moved our first horseback operation into the Bogachitta State Park. A great opportunity for people to horseback ride in the state park, and we're looking to expand that to many other opportunities. You know, everywhere I go in the state, I ask people to take one vacation you would normally leave Louisiana and go see a part of Louisiana you haven't seen. And I promise you won't be disappointed. You know, I was standing in front of a group of high school students, and I gave them a little talk, and then I asked them to do me a favor and go home and ask their parents to take them on one staycation, go see a part of Louisiana you haven't seen. Well, after the speech, I took questions. Little girl in the first row, first question. So, Lieutenant Governor, where are you going on your staycation? And she got me. I'm never at a loss for words. I just couldn't think of any place. So I thought quickly, I said, Toledo, Bend, and Natchitoches. She said, okay, just wondering. So I went home that night and I told my wife, I said, look, the week before Christmas, we don't have anything planned. Why don't we go to Toledo, Bend, and Natchitoches? She said, how'd you come up with that? I said, the only thing I could think of. But we went to Toledo Bend with my in-laws. We caught a lot of fish. They cook it up for you in that resort. And then we went to Natchitoches for 2 days to see the Christmas lights. And my mother-in-law spent about 4 hours in that hardware store there. If you've ever been, they got every game from when you were a kid. I don't know where they get them from. Well, she went home and posted that online. 20 of her relatives have now come from Texas to go to Natchitoches to visit that hardware store. So when you go somewhere you haven't been before, you're going to have fun, and you're going to share it on social media, and you're going to help your neighbors draw people to their area because of that personal story that you tell. So I saw firsthand that staycation works. So let's continue to spread the word and get people, our people, moving around Louisiana, because nobody tells a story better than we do. Now this year, we talked a little bit about the seafood cook-off earlier. It's our 11th year of competition, held in June, the second year since we moved it a little bit closer to everyone in the middle of the state, as best we could, to the Cajun Dome. And I want to thank Ben and his team who blew it out the water this year. We had over 2,500 people. Ben, congratulations. Incredible job. Now, we were fortunate to have a winner this year that competed in the national competition in the convention center in New Orleans and brought the trophy back home for the first time in 7 years, and that's Ryan at the Blue Dog Cafe. Let's give him a round. You've got to try this dish he prepared. It's a red fish, and he cooks it with the scales. And after he cooks it, you eat the scales like potato chips. I know, you can't imagine, try it. Trust me, they taste like potato chips. So incredible dish. I've never tasted anything like it, but we're so proud to have that trophy back home. Now, we rolled out our brand this year, Louisiana Feed Your Soul, with an incredible idea from Miles Media. We decided we would roll it out on Mardi Gras Day all across the country. We wrapped food trucks in Mardi Gras colors, served king cakes, handed out beads, Mardi Gras music filled the air. And I got to tell you, thank you for the partners here that gave up their Mardi Gras to help us bring people to Louisiana. I was in Washington, D.C., handing out king cakes on the street corners. And I got to tell you, I know y'all all know Buddy Bo. He's no longer on my staff, but he still seems to get in every picture. I don't get it. So the media value we got for that week, for that day, was a little over $1.5 million. We couldn't have afforded to roll out a brand and pay for that kind of media coverage. So for those of you that were there, let's give yourself a hand and take a look at the video.
This is a hat. You can get one anywhere, but today you're in Louisiana. You forgot your favorite one at home, of course, so you got this one and some change. You gave some of that change to the band who got your 2 left feet to dance, and a few dollars to a man who typed up a poem just for you. You saved the rest for a dozen fresh oysters in a Sazerac, one to feed your face, the other to feed your soul. The hat, it's your new favorite, because today you're in Louisiana.
This is a shrimp po' boy. It could just be a sandwich, but today, you're in Louisiana. Today, you got up with the sun to enjoy the best bass fishing on earth. Today, you walked historic halls where ghosts might pay a visit, but spirits are always present. Today, you wandered into a hole-in-the-wall cafe and fed your soul with a frosty local brew and this shrimp po' boy. Anywhere else, it's just a sandwich. But today, you're in Louisiana.
This is a ticket stub. You'd normally toss it out, but not today. Today, you're in Louisiana. Today, you took a face-flattening, high-octane airboat through the marsh and ended up back in the time of dinosaurs. Today, you savored seafood that hadn't crossed state lines. Today, you danced till your soul felt good and your souls ached. That ticket stub, you tuck it away as a reminder, because today, you're in Louisiana.
You can reach us at louisianatourism.com, and you can go to any of our great areas, the state parks, our museums. We continue to grow all these attractions around the state. Every year there's going to be new great things to see here in Louisiana.